Hi folks, LMP3 at Road Atlanta, and what a circuit it is. Great fun in a kind of medium downforcey car, but multi-class is always an issue. If you get stuck behind a GT4 going through the S's down the hill, you are knackered, mate. You really are knackered. Otherwise, let's crack on with it. Right then, fast lap done and dusted, and let me show the info tab. We are using the fixed setup, which is what the fixed series use. Not too bad here. I don't know if the open setup will be much quicker. I think it'll be quicker down the back straight, but this is quite nice through the corners, so it'll be interesting to see if the open setup is a lot quicker than this. I expect it will be maybe a second quicker, but we'll go with that. Track temp of a toasty 104 Fahrenheit, which is quite warm, and a moderate usage of 44% is what I always use for these track guys. Now, the lap I'm actually going to show you is magical time here. We set the identical lap in 2 laps in a row, which is great. So that's the lap I'm going to show you. Lap 26 is a 1:15.857. Now my fastest is actually a low 15, but we were getting low on fuel here. So we did a 15.1 there, 15.3, and fuel here, 15.2 there, 15.5. So starting off, I'm sort of mid to high 15s, and then as the fuel gets lower, which is nice that we've actually got half a tank of fuel in this thing, I am getting down into lower 15. So yeah, I think if I show you an 18.5, sorry, a 15.8, I think we'll be on borderline of sort of race pace at the start, which I think is a little bit fairer. The other thing I'd like to mention is downstairs my Discord. Links are down below for my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP, spreadsheet, and replay file will all be in there for you. Also along there is Garage 61 links. Garage 61 is an online telemetry tool. Very, very useful for monitoring and comparing lap times. So you can have a look at my throttle trace on there compared to your own, which is very, very handy. Not affiliated with them, just think it's a very, very good idea for track guys where you can compare them. And it's completely free, which is awesome, awesome, awesome news. And otherwise, this week, I am kind of looking forward to this. It's a good circuit. Again, the multi-class is going to be interesting with the S's going through there. The GT4s are going to be very limited on grip, and we're going to be coming at them with a bit more downforce at 1 billion miles an hour. So that is going to be interesting. So take your time around here, particularly in the open sessions. Make sure you survive, because I think you'll gain a good few places. The fixed setup is going to be very awkward to overtake. You kind of really only have one overtake, and that's down the back straight into the last chicane. You can go into turn 1, where we're at now, too wide, but it can be quite risky because it's only a very light grace on the brakes. It's a very, very fast corner, turn 1, and very, very easy to get it wrong if you are going to turn too wide. But otherwise, it should be pretty good. So let's crack on with the breakdown lap. Right then, Road Atlanta, this very, very nice and short circuit is brilliant fun in something with a bit more downforce. Good luck GT4s around here, but we're using like the pit exit, that's the unofficial pit exit to be honest. As that road ends, that's our little graze on the brakes here. I changed down to 4th because I understeer a little bit. Really, I want to be close to the curb, but do not hit the curb. But you can take that in 5th as well, so bear that in mind, whatever you're comfortable with. Bring the car over to the right-hand side now, and we're spotting our point. As we see the trees over the top there, we come to see the barrier, the curbing, sorry, and then as we see the curbing, we want to brake down it nice and gently. 3rd gear for this one, a little cheeky tickle of that curb. Don't cut it too much because there is an off track, and be careful about bottoming out on this curb. I do actually slightly do it, but I get away with it, so be careful of that curb there. Full throttle now through these S's, so bring the car over to the left-hand side, and as soon as you see that curb on the left, start turning in. Again, avoid these curbs. You can give them a little cheeky tickle, but don't ride them because you will bottom out. Looking for the braking point now. We're looking for this straight bit of curb down there, and that's when we start braking. You can touch the curb through there. Try not to minimize the contact between the apex curb because it pushes you wide, and this curb is very, very bouncy. So the less you take of that in this car, the better you will be. GT4s can smash that, not a problem. Coming down now to what I call pork chop, and this is the first white line, so that's where you want to brake. And the reason I think it looks like a pork chop is it looks like the bone on the pork chop. Anyway, turn in, Do not touch the curb. It's got a lovely camber in that corner, so you can take more speed in than you think. As soon as you get to this outside curb right here, start braking. Now, I was changing down to first here just to get the engine brake in the rotation. I was finding second gear was understeering, so give that curb a little cheeky tickle on the way through and then feed in the power nicely. Remember, if you're in first gear, be careful of the wheel spin traction control. Get a good exit out there. It's going to be so crucial for lap time because this straight is massive. It goes on for about 1 year. I think this is at 200% speed, and it's still taking a hell of a long time to get down here. Slipstreaming, these things don't really exist, but this is going to be your best overtaking opportunity, dive bombing into this chicane. So just at the 100-meter board, just at white line, brake nice and heavy in a nice straight line. Second gear for this one. You can cut this corner a little bit, but be careful, there is an off track if you cut it any more than that. Feed in the power, and then you want to try and take this flat out, and that's why I short shift into third, but be careful of the understeer runway. You see how you use all of that curb there anymore, you touch the grass and it's not good. Last few corners are absolutely flat out, so don't worry about it. And be careful if you're overtaking GT4s through there, and that's us across the line in a 1:15.857. As mentioned, I think I'm going a little bit quicker. And the open setup, I think, will be a little bit nicer as well, probably into the 14s, maybe into the high 13s with this one. It's a very, very enjoyable track if you're racing these cars in single class, but multi-class will be interesting, so make sure you take your time. The GT4s will be a lot slower through the S's, and particularly through the last few corners there, so bear that in mind if you are doing it. You want to finish the race, and you'll normally finish well. Otherwise, if this did help you out, don't forget to like and subscribe, do that lovely YouTube stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.